Yo, we at Temple Tactics, we're here live at Lighter Fluid number 7. Just wrapped up the conferences. And part of Temple Tactics, we come in and we interview up and coming artists, people who are doing things. And I am privileged and honored. I was looking forward to this interview because this is Chop the Father. Chop the Father is from Houston, and those that might know my history, born and raised in Houston and Corpus Christi. So I was psyched about this one. I was like, yo, Chop the Father, come on. So thank you for coming to Temple Tactics. We appreciate it, man. How was the flight?
Man, it was good. It was decent, man. Thank you for having me. But now, I mean, I've kind of, it's like my 5th, 6th back and forth to LA. So it was, the flight gets easier and easier to do. I know what I'm coming for, but now it was good. Now, once I landed, you know, y'all's traffic. But I will say, y'all have traffic, but y'all drivers can handle traffic better than Houston. Houston has traffic, but everybody's pissed off, trying to cut each other off and shit. Y'all in LA is kind of like, all right, this is life. We're in it.
And we're talking to Chop. Just making the comparison, Texas to Los Angeles. Come on.
To be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't just gonna say, oh no, we're not better at driving. We suck. It rains, accident.
Let's begin with something quite easy for your first question. Chop the Father. What's in the name? Are you paying homage to DJ Screw, the chop and screw technique?
Nah, not really. I mean, you could take it as that. All love to DJ Screw, but really my last name is Choppa, so everybody just calls me Chop. Growing up, I don't know if you ever heard the song Choppa Style, Chop, Chop, Choppa Style, Chop. So Chop, that comes from that. Ooh. And at the time, there's a lot of rappers that I liked that had does something. So like Benny, the Butcher, Conway, the Machine. So I was like, I wanted to be Chop to some. I had just had a daughter. I was like, man, I was writing about fatherhood, so it just came Chop the Father.
Oh, nice.
But sometimes when I'm talking my shit, it comes easy. Like all these rappers, my sons, they know, you know. So it's Chop the Father. It gives me an excuse to fucking get busy on the beat sometimes too, with the word father.
Right. I like the way you said that to the MCs.
And then there's a lot of acronyms too. I can say daddy, dad, you know, Chop the Father, Chop the Son, Chop the Holy Spirit. So it definitely adds to the bars.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. Hey, yo, I met you probably about like a year ago. Mescal introduced me to you, to your music. How did that relationship between you and Mescal come about? I mean, because Mescal's East Los and you Houston, Texas.
Man, sometimes I kind of get a little foggy. From what I do remember, we got a page out there called Latinx Hiphop. And we didn't know him. We know him strictly off the music. And he just started sharing a lot of local talents stuff. And I feel like his algorithms got into the same type of algorithms as far as 86 Inca. And Audio P discovered me and a couple, you know, other guys from Houston and started resharing our stuff. No, like, hey, I'ma do it, just doing it. So you get a notification like, hey, 86 Inca shared, and I would look, and it was one of my songs, and then I was getting a lot of love. So, you know, of course, I reached out to 86 Inca. I said thank you, and slowly started building like a little rapport just off of social media DMs. And then I seen they were promoting the Lighter Fluid. I think it was with Coyote. Mm-hmm. And I was just saying, man, I would love to be a part of that one day. And it was like, say less. So then they invited us to one of the next ones, and that's when, you know, we met.
Oh, dope. Nice story.
What you were doing, you know, the hip hop history, and, you know, kind of just shedding light on, you know, when people were born or when they dropped their projects and stuff like that. And real knowledgeable too from just talking. So real student of the game.
Thank you.
A student of the game. I never did no formal research, but like, you know, just from being around, buying CDs, you know, reading reading the booklets, which I miss. Opening up and looking at the lyrics or looking at the credits, and you could see the producer had fucking one name on there instead of like, now it's got fucking 10 names on who. And you got to go on Wikipedia to see the credits and shit. But so now I just respect what y'all do, and I respect what they do, because in Houston, I would say like the hip hop movement is still like on the build, and I feel like we're a big part of it. And outside looking in, it seems like what y'all got going on is more like alive and well. So, you know, we're getting a lot more love coming over here, and that's every single time. And, you know, I link up with people over here now, like also off of Latinx. I met, you know, Navy Jones Locker, Acosta the Man, MC Wicks tapped in through Viva Mescal. So I'm slowly just building more connections through that, you know, the Viva Mescal and Audio P connection.
Oh, dope, man. That's beautiful. And that's what hip hop is about, right? Right.
And actually meeting somebody in person and shaking their hand. Because me personally, the DM stuff gets old. I like I like talking or just hopping on the phone. Like after I find myself texting too much, I'm like, I'm gonna call you. Like,
All right,
we obviously got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna call you.
I'm gonna call you next time then.
I like texting paragraphs.
Right. Hey, yo, so we established you're from Houston. Houston has a long history of MCs, Bun B, Little Kiki, Paul Wall. But who out of Houston has inspired you? I mean, truly inspired you. Not you just listening, but inspired you.
Man, I think nobody's top 5 from my era is valid if it doesn't have Scarface on it. Like you could go back to early 2000s and, you know, there's a lot of dope rappers from that time period, but you could go back even further and just straight to Scarface. And even like if you really got into the catalogs of Willie D and Bushwick Bill, they were saying some shit too, especially
Political stuff too.
Yeah, Bushwick Bill was rapping about his fucking life. Like he'd be in the apartment having an argument with his baby mama or something, and the whole song is about that. Right. So you know, all of them, I feel like they got influence from that early 90s too. And you know, we had some real spitters in Houston, but you know, we got a lot, you know, show love to Paul Wall and Bun B too, that go out there and make the connection with Static Select and fucking drop whole, like, you know, to the root of hip hop projects. And they're still, you know, they're older now, but they just love rapping. Because I heard Bun B say in the interview, like, I know this doesn't make me the most money compared to some of my other endeavors, but I just love rapping, so I'm still gonna do it.
Talking about the Trill Burgers, huh?
Yeah, he was talking about Trill Burgers when he said it. Like, yeah, you know, that makes me the money, but I still love rapping. And you see he's connecting with a terminology, or, you know, the Griselda camp. And the same thing, all the love that he gives, it comes back, because everybody, I swear, every rapper that comes to Houston taps in with Bun B. And it's for a reason. You know, he takes care of them and shows love.
True that. Let's talk about your 2023 album, Blue Pill.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was paying homage to The Matrix?
It was like
there.
You know,
yeah. So explain that, because in the movie The Matrix, if you took the blue pill, you know, obviously you would wake up and it was a dream.
So like a lot of the music, I was like kind of in dream states when I was either thinking about it or reading about it. The cover is actually my own personal chest tattoo, just because I love the concept blue pill, red pill. So the blue pill was more like, you know, I was kind of just not dealing with some shit. Because in the movie, if you take the blue pill, you go back to the Matrix and you're just fine. So a lot of that music is chilling. There's nothing. You know, I'm following up soon with red pill music, which is more aggressive.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2. Aggressive, in your face, more kind of like actually dealing with your problems, you know. On Blue Pill, I was acknowledging some issues, but I was still just kind of trying to have fun, or still like not trying to deal with certain aspects. Red Pill is more like, all right, it's time to face reality.
Oh, I got it now. Beautiful. I like that. And then that track you and Mescal have on there is a banger.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got another one with Mezcalito on the way, so.
Oh, I think we might have heard that from earlier.
2, so.
We were in the studio with Mescal not too long ago, and he was playing some stuff, and it was you. I was like, yo, that's hot.
Yeah, so I'm excited for y'all to hear that, too. One of them is going to be on Red Pill, so.
Hip hop's made up of elements: breaking, MCing, DJing. Did you happen to practice any of the other elements? Maybe a graph artist who now makes his own album covers.
Not gonna lie to you, no. I know a lot of them, you know, like I know, like growing up with some of my friends, like I was lookout and they was fucking graphing and shit like that. Me personally, I've never been, you know, artistic in that sense. But nah, I mean, like, I love the elements too, and I love people that do it, and I love tagging people's property that wanna fucking send us to jail and shit. Like, so I was allegedly part of those activities. But like I said, that's why I like these events, and I like going to the roots of it. I was out here last time. It was like it wasn't lighter fluid, but it was like a lighter fluid event, and they had the graph going on outside, and I seen them breaking. Houston, they do have something like that a lot. It's still alive and well. They have every month they have a hip hop underground market, and they have break competitions and things like that. So if you ever do come back, that'd be a good weekend to come.
Oh yeah, I'm tapped in with you.
Large Professor one time, yeah.
Oh, nice. Next one. And then after this question, we're gonna go to one of your videos. But going through all your music and your video and your social media, it seemed like you started rapping, putting out music about 4 years ago. What changed you to say, yo, man, I want to lead a rapper's life?
Man, it was two things. So, man, for a long time, I was just trying to get certain personal stuff together. I kind of felt like I was where I wanted to be, where I could afford to start doing stuff that was focusing on what I wanted to do. And I started listening to the likes of like Benny, Conway and them, you know, Ransom, Graph. And I was like, man, you know, outside looking in on the surface levels, like you could listen to people and be like, oh, you know, rap is done, they all suck now. Nah, there's a lot of spitters out here. So I finally had time to investigate, and I was like, nah, there's still a movement, and there's still people that really thriving off, you know, spitting that real shit. Just to be honest, just for lack of better words, spitting that real shit. So at the same time, the homie AB Raps he was getting back into it, and he kind of was like, hey man, we had a group, we don't have it no more, but he was like, hey, I want to do this group. You know, do you want to be a part of it? And I said yes, but just through that, we started meeting engineers, you know, meeting videographers. So we started kind of like pushing out content. And just through that, you know, from that group, it's really just me and him still kind of really pushing. But he's the one that showed me about, you know, getting my music on streaming. Because of him, I was able to meet people that were able to start booking me and doing shows out there. So it was the combination of the fire under my pen again and somebody showing me kind of the way. Because for the longest time, it kind of felt like you had to spend a lot of money or kind of to get in, and then there's a lot of scamming shit, like, hey, yeah, and then you go and you're performing to people's grandmas and shit. So we were able to kind of find a movement and start building a movement out there like that people could come and be like, hey, this is what we got going on.
Nice. So here at Tempo Tactics Shop, we play the artists' videos. Man, tell the Tempo Tactic viewers out there what they're about to watch, and if you want to say a little bit about that video.
Man, this is one of the sleeper hits I think I got, and when I dropped the video, didn't get as much love as I wanted to, but it's a showstopper. I've ended a few shows. I ended the House of Blues with it to a great review, and I'm gonna play Estelle Getty, produced by Bad Child. That's fun. Y'all enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Chop the father. We're here, Tempo Tactics.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be right back.
I've been hopping on these beats like I won't flow again. I'm the type to lose and wanna go again. I don't go with trends. One of the scariest things you could do is hope again. I hold it in, chain smoking like I'm handcuffed to it. Don't speak about pain if you ain't been through it. Brown and talented, they won't televise this movement. So we gon' keep making noise till we become a nuisance. Escaping out of nuisance, changing the devil's blueprint. The way he tried to take my soul was outright abusive. I was foolish for a bitch, now my maneuvers is so slick. Everybody moving with a blick, but all they shooting is some bricks. Cup of noodles with the shrimp, bunch of poodles to a pit. Be a loser till you win, I'm the future to my kin. Spitting symphonies, no empathy for enemies. Living infamy until the infantry can get to me. I swear these rappers wouldn't last without a drum kit. I used to pray to God that he wouldn't let me come quick. Now I'm trying to come quick before the babies wake up. I told my lady she don't really need all that makeup. You know she bad when they mad that y'all caked up. No inheritance around, we the ones that made us is brown love. We don't split bills or keep tabs. If we homies, you don't own me, I only ask that. Keep me in mind if I'm ever down on dollars. They frowned upon us, said the English wasn't proper, but yet my cousins graduated with honors and turned to scholars that taught y'all's toddlers. Every problem ain't solved with revolvers. Kids out here catching strays, the streets is lawless. I ask God why he ain't make all of us so flawless. I remember the future I dreamed about and it is not this. I've been feeling like Opie when he told Jax I got this. I'm up against against the world with my balls in a lead pipe. Hoping by the time it's over, I still got my head right. I ain't afraid of lies, cause I know the truth shed light. I almost gave my heart to a girl who left me on red twice. Swear that shit turned me to Macho Man Randy Savage. They'll never understand methods to my madness. I would never let my fan be second to my habits, cause I'ma run this full house like I'm Bob Saget. R.I.P. R.I.P. Danny Tanner. R.I.P. Estelle Getty. Golden Rule Volume 1. Out.
Yo, you caught that video, Chop the Father, man. That was a nice one, bro. I'm gonna keep going through. I already seen it because I went down your stuff, but nonetheless, yeah, I'm gonna go back to that again. Let's just pick up, man. You have a couple of collaborative albums, a banger you have with Navy Jones. It's Undertaker versus Kane, which recently dropped, and then you have the Vader time as well. How do you go about choosing someone to be collaborative or someone on your guest appearance?
So I'm a big fan of those projects in general from other artists. So for example, like The Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo, Alchemist and Conway, Lulu. I'm a big fan of when just 2 or 3 people sit down and make a project. I like being able to call the producer, So my first 2 albums before those, they were just producers off of YouTube. And it's cool, but at the same time, it's just you, and it's just you're working with what you could find and what you got. Like I had mentioned, Latin X put Acosta and me kind of together. So I hit up Acosta, and I was like, he sent me enough beats to be like a project, right? So I was like, hey, do you want to do a project? I was really feeling it. It was real grimy. It gave me a lot of boom bap, 90s feel. And by that time, my first 2 albums were a little more personal. At that point, I just felt like spitting, and he was down for that. So he gave me the beats. I told him the general idea and concept for it. Me, I'm a big wrestling fan, so I was like, man, what to do? I'm a big Vader fan, but the main reason that happened is just because I found an artwork that I really liked. So I pretty much found the artwork and then made the music according to like it being Vader.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, because I'm the type that I'll see some art and I'll just buy it, and then I was like, hey, how much for the exclusive? Like I don't want nobody else to have this, and I bought it. And I was like, okay, now I have this. I like Vader, and then I have this free realm on this project. All right, well, fuck it, we're gonna make it about Vader. So the first song was called Vader Time, and then in the engineering process, went and put in the little skits and stuff like that. But like I said, Acosta, for the most part, if you got an idea, he's gonna let you run with it. And that's the same way that Undertaker vs. Kane happened. I did a song with Navy that it was called 187, and it was just gonna be a one-off. But in his verse, he goes Undertaker vs. Kane, and I was like, oh shit, I already did wrestling. I already know this other artist I want to hit up to do a commission. I was like, all right, fuck it, here we go again. And like I said, Acosta's type of producer, like, it's not that he don't like to babysit, but he rather not. So if he's got rappers that know what they want to do, then fuck it, y'all, here goes the beats, So with me and Navy, it's easy. And like that whole project, we did like about half the project together, and the other half we did like, sending stamps and shit like that, just because of necessity. But man, it was easy. Like, oh shit, like he'll send me some shit and be like, oh, why the fuck you do me like that? And then he'll send some shit and I'm like, what you fucking talking about? You fucking spazzed out on this one. So it's dope. And then we decided to like really make it like down south, West Coast type of shit. So we got Queso on there from Organized Crime. He got his homie D-Rail. They're both from New York, but they're out here now, him and D-Rail. And then we got 2 artists from Houston on there, Baby Lee and Vega. And me and Navy, that's another thing we're doing. We're also trying to build this bridge, like this theoretical bridge, same one with me and Viva, and just add to it and keep providing that link. Because from what I've heard, now Navy's got a lot of shit coming out with people that I know.
Navy's in the house right now. Shout out to Navy back here. Come on.
Navy's popping on a lot of Houston tracks, and I'm popping on some other people's West Coast tracks. So just building that bridge, and that's like, I feel like we got away from that, from the 90s to now. Like there's a lot of like there's a lot of pages out there that like to promote the like, oh, you know, Cali fuck Texas and Texas like fuck Cali, and I'm not with that, man. Every time I come, every single person shows me love. That's all like internet made up bullshit. Everybody I've met here showed me love. So.
Nice. Yo, I went down your SoundCloud, you know, and
Oh fuck, not my. We're gonna delete that shit.
Here's something, and I happened to run across a song that said "Have to Say Something." It had Andre the 3000 on it.
Yeah.
And that
South got
infamous-
something
yeah,
to say. Yeah,
exactly.
That was
And
my
that's-
last one on SoundCloud.
Oh,
too.
okay. So, what do you have to say? What do you want the listeners out there to take away from an individual coming from Houston? Because you have something to say.
Oh,
Texas
for
has
sure.
something to say.
Man, the main thing I want to get off and been trying to get off, yeah, we got the trap shit. Yeah, if you're still in love with the early 2000s, we got that shit too. One thing about Houston is we pay homage to all our like veterans, our OGs. So even if y'all might not know them, we know them and we put them on pedestals. Like a lot of the Houston guys coming up that you may not know, like, I mean, you know Little Kiki, but a lot of other people don't know Little Kiki. Man, Lil Kiki and Lil Flip driving around in Rolls Royces. They're good. We take care of them, you know. The people pop out for them. But at the end of the day, like the roots of hip hop, I feel like there's a lot of dope MCs in Houston. And I feel like we're in an era where a lot of us that collabing and we're dope. And man, we just trying to get more eyes on it. Like Houston's got real spitters too. You know, it's just surface levels. Yeah, you know, I love the entertainment music and getting rich and doing all that, but man, we got people out here with a lot of shit to say, a lot of shit to get off, and you know, a lot of positive shit too, you know, so just we could spit too is what I'm trying to get off.
Yeah, that's why I have you here today.
Yeah.
Your mother like, yo, this guy needs to be there.
Yes,
And he from Houston, come on, my hometown.
I'm gonna block you. What you using?
Yo, you have a song called Never Told from the First Rule album, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Yo, truly like that song because it's you going back and, you know, Mom,
Yeah.
I never told you this. Mom, I never told you
Yeah.
that. What kind of person were you growing up?
Man,
Even before hip hop, what kind of person were you?
so my parents were like first generation. They came from Mexico, right? So there's a learning curve for me for Mexicans as far as like raising kids out here. So a lot of shit, like getting into trouble at school, it was half not being the best kid and the translation, like all right, Spanish speaker, you're putting me in a class with all English students. So obviously there's something, you know, not going right there. But it was just that like Mexican parents are just like, what do you mean? What do you get good grades? Yeah, get good grades. That's all we care about. My mom, teacher's not really fuck. Get good grades. So they just want to see that A. You know, they want you to be a lawyer or a doctor. That's when they come from Mexico. For you to live the American dream, they have high expectations. Like, hey, we did this for you. So that's, you know, that's what we're dealing with. So it was just that song specifically was just like, man, there's a couple of things I wish I would have just communicated better. And I feel like, you know, that relationship would have been better and some shit didn't have to be a certain way, but that's everybody. That's everybody. But I just wanted to rap about it. And funny enough, that's my most popular song today, and it's the second song I made coming back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
I get a lot of DMs about that, and I love that song just off the strength of just people hit me up and be like, hey man, my life was like that too, or hey man, I showed my mom this track, you know, and I kind of was telling her that shit is what means the most to me.
That's hip hop.
And I feel like that song, that person who fuck with it, they could listen to it in 10 years and still fuck with it.
Well said, well said. Couple more questions and we could
Let's
wrap
go.
that up.
Let's go.
What does Chop the Father have for the future for the viewers out there? Turn on to something.
In the future, man, let me drop a bunch of spoilers. I got a track with MC Wicks coming out. If you know that, produced by
Fresno.
Bad Child. Me and Navy Jones got something with Nug Life coming soon in the works. I got Red Pill music coming out, fully produced by Acosta the Man. And I think that's enough.
That is enough. That's just, well, I'm already excited.
I already dropped the Viva stuff earlier in the interview,
Come on,
so
people,
yeah.
tap in, start looking at this guy's videos. He's gonna have those dropping. Last question, bro. I ask everyone that comes through Temple Tactics, what does hip hop mean to you, bro?
What does hip hop mean to me? Everything, man. Like I said, growing up, I wasn't able really to draw, so hip hop's been the way that I can artistically express myself. and that's what hip hop means to me.
Ooh, nice but sweet and to the point. Yo, Chop the Father, appreciate you getting on a flight, coming out here to Lighter Fluid. You're gonna rock the mic tonight. Thank you for chopping it up with us.
sir.
Appreciate you sharing your video and these answers to these questions.
Yes, sir.
Chop the Father, Houston, Texas in the house, Lighter Fluid number 7, Temple Tactics.
Yes, sir. Shout out
Thank
Temple
you.
Tactics.
You were here earlier and we were having Lighter Fluid 7 conversation, with Chop the Father from Houston. And next to me, we have another Houston artist. I was telling Chop earlier, bro, I was excited, looking forward to this interview because y'all from Houston, I'm from Houston. And I was like, yo, this is going to be a dope interview. So thank you, AB, for taking the time out to come from Houston all the way to Los Angeles to represent at Lighter Fluid 7 and do this Temple Tactics interview. Appreciate that, dog.
Nah, shit, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for your time, you know what I mean? I appreciate your time, man. Well, I hate flying, so that shit sucks. We're kind of just sitting there.
Well, you don't like you worried about flying? You scared about it? I mean,
Nah,
not use
yeah.
the word scared, but
Yeah, nah, I'm not really scared. I was just we just sit there, you know what I mean? And then the guy next to me, oh man, I had the window seat. The guy next to me falling asleep on me. I'm like, damn.
oh,
Yeah, it's the worst.
Okay, yeah, no wonder.
Yeah, it was smooth though, man. It was cool.
I hear you. So let's start with a simple question. What got you into rapping, brother?
Well, shit, my oldest brother actually started rapping first, and just watching him record on the big ass computer. This was way back, and he would use the dynamic mic like to record. So he'll have to cup it, and he'll be like, yeah, that way we don't get the echoes and shit. And I'd be like, man, I was just sitting there soaking it all in, you know, trying to learn, and yeah, just that. Started freestyling at parties, and then my brother would always tell me, hey, freestyling ain't gonna get you paid, you know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to write.
How many years ago was that?
Man, I was probably like 12, 13 years old.
How old are you now, if I may ask?
I'm 30,
Oh, whoa, okay. So half your lifetime.
probably. Yeah, I didn't start taking it serious till about 2020 though. So, yeah, here we are.
AB. What does the AB and AB rap stand for?
Man, it's really my initials. Abraham Bartolo has my full name, my government name. And yeah, it's just my initials, and I've been AB since like 7th grade. Everybody calls me that. Only my brother and my best friend Ed and my mom call me Abraham, so I've been AB since I can remember.
Hey, yo,
Oh, and then raps. Well, I just added the raps. My bad to cut you off. But
this is what it's about.
I had added the raps just to fucking kind of identify myself on streaming services. Because I wanted to do Alchemy Abe, but then you got the Alchemist. Right. So I was kind of like, damn, I don't want to bite off of them. Then I was thinking about doing Father Abe, like some type of like religious, spiritual type thing, like preacher type deal. But I was like, nah, it's like AB. Then I just added the rap, so nobody thinks I'm Antonio Brown or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, I'm liking this interview. You know why? Because my next question is, people that come from Texas, they have a certain draw, the lyrical content, or the way that it's flowed. I'm talking to you right now. I can hear your accent.
Oh,
Texas
yeah.
accent. But when you rap, I don't hear that Texas accent. When you grab the mic tonight, or when you grab the mic, period, what can people expect from AB?
Man, I try to make I don't want to say make an impact, but I really do try to pierce like the sound with my voice. As cliche or as weird as it sounds, man, I try to, because I'm very soft spoken. Like I'm not trying to stand out or nothing, but when I get on stage, I do want to be felt, you know what I mean? So I make sure I'm trying to enunciate, I'm trying to be clear, crystal clear, and I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. And then when people start listening, they're like, oh fuck, this dude's actually saying something. And sometimes I start rapping a little fast, but even with the fast raps, I'm saying something, you know what I mean? You just gotta kind of listen a little bit. So every time I grab the mic, man, that's what I'm here to do. Just try to be punctual, be precise, and fucking attack.
Yeah, you have lyrics, bro.
I appreciate it.
Have lyrics. So let's talk about one of the albums with its lyrics. Let's talk about the 2024 Red Chamber, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
It's reminiscent to me when I looked at the cover and went going through it, and then I would go back into it. Reminiscent of Death Row. You have electric chair, the red color, the Death Row. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where did this title Red Chamber come from in this particular time in your career?
Man, that's live. That's a dope ass question. Well, Red Chamber, I was thinking about doing the Red Room, but that EP is with homeboy Rojos Productions from Colorado.
Oh, okay.
He's a producer from out there, so he I I told him about the Red Room, and he was like, man, because you know Rojo's his last name and whatnot. And he was like, man, what do you think about Red Chamber? And I was like, man, that's kind of live. So whenever we finished the tracks. Shout out to Young Elder, he recorded and mixed, mastered and everything. And we had them all laid out. I got one feature on there from DFD Baby Lee, absolutely killed it. And I was like, yeah, this gotta be the last song. I was showing them to my boy Ed, and he was kind of like, man, it sounds like some type of, like that final track, Barbara, I kind of breathe, and they're like, man, that's kind of like your last breath, kind of like you finna go into some type of death penalty shit. And I was just kind of sitting there, and I was soaking it up, and he was like, man, what do you think about doing like some type of electric chair, or the guillotine or something? And I was like, man, that electric chair, it sounds dope. That's what we went with.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now. Tell us about H-Town Rap, bro. What's cracking right now? I know y'all making music, but who should people kind of tap into? Not the big names, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, shit, there's a lot of talent out there, man. Shit, like I said, DFD Baby Lee, you had Chop the Father on here. My boy Mike Garza, crazy with it, super technical. Something Better, that's another one that's super technical. Man, KP, keep pushing. Spaceman Apollo, Papo, there's so many out there, dog. Like,
damn, I never heard some of those people.
Exactly, dog. And that's what I kind of tell people is like, man, we got so much talent out here, and it's better. Shout out to No Sleeps Productions, man, because what they're doing.
They're in the house right now.
Exactly, bro. And they put on this, like, I don't want to say a platform, or they're trying to kind of unify us with hip hop, and it's like, they're setting up these shows, because Houston, there's a lot of pay to play, but they're setting up these shows and they're trying to give back to the artists, giving them time on stage. Not only that, but putting money in our pockets. And they're like, shit, they kind of keep it, I don't want to say in-house, but they're slowly bringing people together, and just more unity makes us greater, you know what I mean? Not only does it fucking sharpen our pen, but we got to stay on top of it, like lyrically, but everybody's helping each other out. So it ain't like crabs in a bucket, you know what I mean? We're all trying to push each other out. So it's dope, man. There's a lot of talent out there.
Nice one. I like that quote that you gave it then. And shout out to No Sleep Productions. Come on. I heard their name tossed around a lot already since we've been here. Yo, recently you did a show at the House of Blues, and you did it live. You had a band behind you. So tell us, what's the difference? What is it like rocking with a live band opposed to just riding a beat?
Man, at first I was kind of like, oh, I'm an MC, you know what I'm saying? It should be a cakewalk. But nah, I started learning about measures, and I was like, and then man, y'all gotta be in that practice room. When we practice, that shit's so funny. But it is, I think it's a skill within itself. And then I got Young Elder on the guitar, the Thief, he's on the drums, and the Driver, he's on bass. Well, we go by AB Raps and the Getaway Crew whenever we do Bless the Stage. And just them having that experience really helped me, because it was my first time with a band. So I was like, damn, not only the breath control changes, but everything changes. Breath control, the tempo, sometimes we completely restructure some songs, so it's not like, okay, I know there's a beat drop here, so I know what's coming next. I don't know if that's how everybody thinks, but that's how I think. But with a band, it's like, oh shit, you really got to know your words.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely. I love that shit. It was hell yeah. That's how I'm trying to rock all the time.
That was dope. I was watching that House of Blues that you had there. I liked it, bro.
That shit's live, man.
You rocked it. Especially
I
with
appreciate
that
it.
live band, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
When you sit down to write, bro, what is your inspiration? How do you go about that?
Man, it's kind of hard because, well, I got a family, so it ain't like I can just sit at home and write. So, man, as dangerous as it sounds, I'll be fucking riding in the car, you know what I mean? I know don't text and drive, but that's probably the only alone time that I get. And I just listen to my favorite artists. Anybody who's really like rapping their ass off, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Just to kind of set my mind. And then I'm like, all right. And I'll just start listening to beats and just whatever sparks an idea.
I hear you. Speaking of your music and writing, here at Tempo Tactics, we show the artist video. Tell the Tempo Tactic viewers out there what they want, what they're about to listen to, and talk a little bit about the video if you like produced it or whatever, you know?
Yeah, man. This is a track called Clouds. Probably my favorite song right now.
Nice one.
Yeah, and I like performing that track as well. But yeah, I found the beat on YouTube. Shot the video with OG Films, and it's a dope song, man. I hope y'all like it.
Wow, so you found the beat on YouTube and just used that?
Yeah, cause I be digging. Like I can't go to the record store and dig crates, and I don't know how to make beats. You know what I mean? And then I don't want to feel like a burden and hit up all my producer homeboys like send me beats. But yeah, sometimes you gotta get on YouTube and dig, man.
Clouds, correct? Right? Clouds. You're about to tune in, Clouds. Watch that. We're coming back with AB Rap straight out of Houston, Texas. Temple Tactics.
Initially really thought about leaving the game. In the beginning was really tripping, didn't know what I want, the cheese of the fame. Pencil was leaking propane, every track been a body bag. Yeah, your boy been weaving through trains, but the pigment got a mackin' different. Yeah, your boy been speaking in flames, but I'm still labeled irrelevant, as if the flow is in heaven sent, as if the boy don't put on for the culture, dog. I'm a force to be reckoned with, better reconcile with the fact that you're born attack, even when it's getting the least recognition. Hang with the best, the rest gonna drown. See who survive when the plot of thinking I'm a shark in these waves. You follow your partners are minnows. I'm planning to begin a fishing. No scholarships, no pay tuition. Hopes and dreams and an intuition. I see many of you lacking the power. These streets will devour you if you ain't fully equipped. So I don't fabricate none of my verses. You hear the passion soon as I record my shit. Let's go. My head in the clouds now. My head in the clouds now. Got right back to business. I'm reaching new limits. I'm high as the sky now. My head in the clouds now. My head in the clouds now. Got right back to business, I'm reaching new limits, I'm high as the sky now. My mama told me never settle for less, you need more than the crown. So I'm chasing a halo with some beautiful angels wiping me down. My mama told me never settle for less, you need more than the crown. So I'm chasing a halo with some beautiful angels wiping me down.
I feel the sadness in my mind, a reflection of the world.
Just got back to business, don't let the demeanor fool you. AB come straight from the trenches. The jungle that raised me has taught me the loudest are usually the bitches. But don't get it twisted, they hungry, they starving for power, they fiending for fame. They itching to get off the benches. They need to get into that starting five so that trigger finger will start feeling the twitchy. They dap and they hug when you come around, but start taking aim soon as you turn in your back. Family or not, the better you doing, the faster they wanna be laying you flat. No point for a king in an empire if the rooks always wanna target the crown. You better off feeding your own and guarding your home until your head in the clouds. Yeah. My head in the clouds now. My head in the clouds now. Got right back to business, I'm reaching new limits, I'm high as the sky now. My head in the clouds now. My head in the clouds now. Got right back to business, I'm reaching new limits, I'm high as the sky now. My mama told me never settle for less, you need more than a crown. So I'm chasing a halo with some beautiful angels wiping me down. My mama told me never settle for less, you need more than a crown. So I'm chasing a halo with some beautiful angels wiping me down.
Yo, that was Clouds from AB Rap straight out of Houston. Go watch the rest of his videos. Listen to his music. We're almost done, AB. Let's talk more about your albums. You have two similar albums out there, actually. Has the picture of Houston in the background. One's called Trillmatic, and the other one is, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Trilluminati, right? The last word Illuminati on top of Trill, right? And obviously, you're paying homage to Bun B in the Trill series and the Illmatic Nas, right? Who are some of the rappers that inspired you?
Well, definitely
Not those two
Nas.
individuals, I'm saying, beyond that is what I'm asking.
Nah, yeah, I fuck with Nas. Right now, man, it always changes. Like, it always changes. But I was real deep into Eminem. And right now, I just gotta say, probably Benny the Butcher and J. Cole. It always switches. Just whoever, like I said, whoever's rapping their ass off, man, I try to see them as competition, and not to knock anybody locally or people trying to, achieve the same goal that I'm trying to achieve. But at the end of the day, it's hip hop, and a lot of shit's competition. It's competitive, so try to keep the pen sharp.
All right, speaking of hip hop, you know hip hop is made up of various elements. Did you happen to dabble in any of the other elements?
Man, I try to dance. I can't do that shit, man. Yeah, so I was like, I'ma just chill, dog. I'ma sit down and write. Yeah.
Good question. I like the way you answered that one. One more, man, and then we're out of here. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out, coming straight from Houston.
Nah, thank y'all, man.
And I ask this question every person that comes through Temple Tactics. What does hip hop mean to you?
Man, that's a dope ass question.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It
Very
means-
simple, right?
Yeah, it is, but it hits.
Yeah.
The real shit, yeah, cause a lot of people they use hip hop, especially nowadays. I'm not trying to sound like a hater or nothing, but it's becoming a money scheme, and a lot of people use this shit to express themselves or try to get out of a bad situation they're in. So I'm passionate about it, and whenever I see like somebody fucking with something I'm passionate about, it kind of makes me mad. So shit, hip hop means everything to me. I love this shit. I love doing it.
Beautiful. Yo, AB raps straight out of Houston. His current album is The Red Chamber. Come on, tap in. Houston's doing it. You heard it straight from his voice, his mouth. Man, anything else you want to say out to the viewers out there before we bounce?
Nah, man, just thank y'all for listening. Everybody supporting, anybody supporting shit. I appreciate it. I know every opportunity I get is a blessing. Just sitting here is a blessing, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
AB raps right here. Temple Tactics.
Peace.
Cut.